Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week, depending on my schedule. And so we're going to kind of go through signs that you may be more disliked than you realize, or some sign that someone may dislike you. If you're dealing with unhealthy relationship dynamics and/or kind of feeling like you're not getting as much out of your relationships as you're putting in, would love to be of assistance to you in that way. Please keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment, but also feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one will get you in touch with me or a member of my team. We can move forward from there and make something happen, hopefully for your benefit. So, again, this is a two-part series, disliked. So, things that ultimately may get you disliked or indicate that someone doesn't like you as much as they previously did, they're acting. So, if you feel as though a person's emotions are forced, if you feel as though a person's emotions are not genuine, if you feel as though you're not getting the full story, or their way of communicating is more tight and more stress filled, tight meaning kind of ultimately kind of like, hey, this is where we're kind of looking at things, but you know, you feel as though you're having to pull things out of a person. That could be that they are not as impressed with you as they used to be. The next thing is closed body language. So they're leaning away from you. They're kind of shifting on their feet. They're looking at, interacting with you almost from a stressed out perspective or something like that. Ultimately, that can, um, lead things forward there and make things kind of come together in a more, I guess you'd say, directive way. In other words, they are a person whose interest is going to be leaning in, going to be showing positive body language, going to be often close enough to touch or engaging in physical touch, which is another sign. If a person is used to be very physically affectionate, used to be more willing to show levels of affection, and now they're not, that is a sign of emotional and mental disconnect, and their interest in you has dropped. Next thing to look at is the uh, kind of negative language, or they're always bringing up negative things. They're always bringing up their stress points. Now, obviously, this could also be a sign that a person is just going through a lot. But if this continues over several weeks, several months, there's a sign that they may be trying to divert you by appearing more stressed out than they actually are, by divert you by trying to kind of keep things more, I guess you'd say, self-centered, thinking that eventually they will eventually annoy you or frustrate you to the point where your interest in the continuation of the relationship is less than it used to be. The next thing is kind of looking at things from a more, um, you know, short and concise thing. So, again, when you're pulling information out of somebody or you're having conversations and the conversations are at your request, and the other person is just kind of looking at it like, okay, when is this going to be over? When is this going to be done with? And you kind of have that feeling that they're just waiting for the conversation and or a polite way to exit. That is there too. No motion in the intent to emotionally develop the relationship further is another sign that can be somewhat problematic and can be a struggle. Now, no motion ultimately comes down to, hey, we're not moving forward. Hey, we're not growing. We're not getting closer. We're not spending more time together. Ultimately, it can be extremely difficult and very emotionally painful when a person has outgrown you and you haven't outgrown them yet, or you're not willing to let go of the relationship. So, the emotional support necessary to accept outgrown relationships is something that a person may need in order to be in a happy, healthy mental space. Hopefully, this is beneficial to you. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.